Hello Overclockers and welcome to the latest episode of News Weekly. This is where we bring you up to date with the latest stories about gaming and PC hardware. The stories I got for you today include Cyberpunk 2077, Resident Evil Village, Gotham Knights and a very exciting APAT launch. So let's jump into it. Let's kick off the episode with the gaming news, where it seems that every other week we have a new story from CG Projekt Red, although thankfully this week it is a positive one. On the 19th of March, they announced that Cyberpunk will finally be getting a new patch with plenty of bug fixes and improvements very soon. The Developer Insight blog posted details which included what's going to happen in the 1.2 update, and it looks like we'll be getting changes to the police response, improvements to vehicle handling, and more control options. The NCPD officers are incredibly quick to respond to accidental shootings, which can feel rather unrealistic and be pretty frustrating if you wanted to make a quick getaway. Thankfully, after this latest patch, there should be no more police spawning out of thin air, and apparently they will take longer to respond by assessing the crime scene with a recon drone before diving in. The cars in Cyberpunk are also notoriously twitchy if you're trying to use a keyboard to steer them around. To prevent unnecessary roadkill, you'll now be able to adjust the steering sensitivity in the options menu. Steering speed should also be more consistent if your FPS doesn't always sit at 60 frames. Another update to vehicles is that if you're still terrible at staying in a straight line, you'll now be able to unstick your car if it gets beached on a wall, other vehicle, or dead body. The final change is that dodge on double chap. The final change is that dodge on double tap can now be turned off, which should prevent any accidental deaths by dodging off an edge. All these updates sound like a really positive change for the game, and hopefully it addresses some of the many issues plaguing dedicated Cyberpunk 2077 players. There's no official release date for this patch just yet, but it should make gameplay a lot smoother very soon. Moving on, our next story is about Resident Evil Village, which is the 8th major installment in the Resident Evil series. It's due to release on May the 7th, and now Capcom have released the official PC requirements you'll need to play. To create the spooky atmosphere, the RE engine will power ultra-realistic graphics, but thankfully the specifications needed are reasonable to get a great experience at 1080p and 60 FPS. An i5-7100 and AMD 3-1200 are listed as the minimum spec processors, while an Intel Core i7-8700 and Ryzen 5 3600 are listed as recommended, showing that the game will not be that CPU intensive. At a minimum, you'll need to have at least 8GB of memory, but as with most games, 16GB is preferable. A GTX 1050 Ti or RX 560 will give you a great experience on the performance focus settings, but to play at the more high quality screen quality setting, you'll need a GTX 1070 or RX 5700. Resident Evil Village also has ray tracing, which I'm sure will look fantastic with the game's dark, shadowy aesthetic, and to play with ray tracing turned on at 4K and get the best experience, you'll need an RTX 3070 or RX 6900 XT. However, I'm sure an RTX 2070 or 6700 XT will also handle ray tracing, just at a slightly lower resolution. The storage requirements have not yet been announced, but I'm estimating it will be more than the 45GB needed for the latest Resident Evil 3 remake. If you need to upgrade before the launch, head over to the Overclockers website and let me know in the comments if you're excited to continue playing the captivating Resident Evil story. Our next story is about Gotham Knights, which was announced back in August last year, and Warner Bros. Said at the time it would be coming sometime in 2021. However, in a recent update to Twitter, the company made the following announcement. Gotham Knights will now launch worldwide in 2022. We are giving the game more time to deliver the best possible experience for players. Thank you to our amazing fans for your tremendous support of Gotham Knights. We look forward to showcasing more of the game in the coming months. Clearly, this is disappointing news if you were looking forward to a DC Universe game this year. Thankfully, it looks as though we will get to see more of Gotham Knights gameplay in the next few months, and as we've already learned time and time again, a delayed game is definitely better than an unfinished one. Warner Bros. Didn't give a reason for the delay, but with Hogwarts Legacy also pushed into 2022, it's likely that the studio is feeling the impacts of the pandemic on its workflow. Hopefully, we can get our hands on Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood sometime early next year. The final gaming story is about Fallout 76, and if you've not played it in a little while, it might be worth giving it another chance this year with plenty of updates on the horizon. Bethesda just shared its development roadmap for 2021, and it looks as though there will be some great updates to the storyline and gameplay. The spring update is called Locked and Loaded, and it gives players more ways to upgrade their camp and weapons. There are also daily ops to complete. The summer update finishes off the Brotherhood of Steel storyline and adds new quests, NPCs and locations. During fall, there will be a daily ops expansion and changes to how private worlds work, with more details coming later in the year. Finally, the winter update will introduce more 4-star legendaries, the option to have a camp pet, a seasonal cult-themed event, and a community challenge that's got something to do with invaders from beyond. Fallout 76 got off to a very bad start when it was released in 2018, but after several years of further development, it might finally be an RPG finally worth spending time on. And while spending that time, why not be completely comfortable on the officially licensed Fallout Noble Chair? This premium gaming chair is fully adjustable, and the Fallout aesthetics used create an eye-catching design. You can upgrade to the special edition design for $379.99 right now on the Overclockers website. Moving on to the industry news chapter, if you're a gamer, I'm sure you use or have at least heard of the free chat software called Discord. It came about to replace other services like TeamSpeak or Mumble, and during the past year it has grown massively popular. There are now more than 100 million monthly active users that see it as more than just a platform for gamers. It's a great place for everyone to socialise, study and share memes via text, voice and video. Microsoft's own platform Skype is often seen as the bottom of the barrel chat app, so it's no surprise that they want a piece of the Discord action. Bloomberg revealed that insiders told them Microsoft Corp is in talks to acquire Discord Inc. for more than $10 billion. That's a massive sum of money, and it's all just rumours at the moment, as both sides have declined to comment. It looks like Microsoft is on a warpath to buy up popular assets linked to gaming, and after the successful purchase of ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion, it will be interesting to see if they can also snap up Discord. Our next story is about an awesome new launch from 8-Pack. Back in December, I interviewed Ian 8-Pack Parry to see what he was up to with his incredible 8-Pack systems in 2021. He showed off the brand new frame rate system, which is what's sat behind me here, and it's the first wall-mounted 8-Pack system that also uses all AMD hardware. We teased this creation back in January, and now the frame rate is available to purchase on the Overclockers website. The Crow case and the standout distro plates are designed and manufactured by Creative Solutions for Gamers, and it's all been finished to an extremely high standard. 8-Pack has worked his magic on the components, and the Ryzen processor is overclocked on all 12 cores to 4.7 GHz. You can even upgrade to the flagship Ryzen 9 5950X and pair it with either a Radeon 6800 XT or 6900 XT graphics card, which has also been overclocked. The custom loop uses high quality EK components, and although the demo system is a lovely shade of AMD red, you can customize the coolant, lighting and braided cables to your liking. If you want to learn more, make sure to check out our dedicated video right here on YouTube, and a link will be in the description below. If you can't wait to get your order in for this beautiful, unique wall-mounted system, head over to the Overclockers website. You'll find the frame rate starts at $8,499.99, but it also includes an awesome flight case. The next piece of industry news is about Gamescom, which is one of the biggest events in the gaming calendar, and in 2020 the entire event had to take place online. This meant that many developers missed the opportunity to show off their projects to a live audience keen to play the latest demos. For the 2021 event, as things begin returning to normal, a hybrid event will take place from August the 25th until August 29th. There will be plenty of digital coverage for the millions of people worldwide unable to attend, but a limited number of tickets for on-site visitors will also be available. The entertainment area will have a digitized queue system to minimize crowding to play the latest games. This honestly sounds like a genius idea that should be implemented at future events, as despite being British, I actually hate standing in line. There will be on-site esports and cosplay areas, an expanded business area to give trade plenty of social distancing space, and the first ever B2B part of the event called Gamescom Biz. An online survey revealed that gamers love physical events to attend, with 76% of the respondents stating that the best way of trying out new games is actually on-site at Gamescom. Therefore, it makes sense for the organisers to try and pursue an on-site Gamescom in Cologne with plenty of extra safety measures in place. The start of the ticket sales is planned for May 2021, and with numbers heavily restricted, you'll have to be fast to secure a spot. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Overclockers News Weekly. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to most this year, Resident Evil Village or some more updates to Fallout 76. I'll see you again in the next one.